Welcome to Innovation Guelph Presents Toolkit Tuesday. My name is Jordan Huntsberger. I'm a program manager at Innovation Guelph, and I'm thrilled to be hosting this call today. I'd like to first welcome our two friendly American Sign Language interpreters whose time today is graciously provided in kind by Asign, Samantha and Jeanette. Thank you both for joining us, and thank you to Asign. While I'm at it, I'd also like to thank our corporate sponsors that you see here, Ernst & Young, Synergetics, and Invest in Guelph. We are very grateful for their support. Just before beginning our session today, I would like to give recognition to the land that Guelph is on. We acknowledge that many others here today may be on different territory, so we invite and encourage each of you to give recognition to the land you occupy today and every day. As we gather for today's event, we are reminded that Guelph is situated on treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people today. As a city, we have a responsibility for the stewardship of the land on which we live and work. And today, we acknowledge the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation of the Anishinaabe peoples, on whose traditional territory we are meeting. Today's webinar is called Leveraging LinkedIn, Maximizing Your Efforts on LinkedIn with Matthew Herschel, co-founder of 2H Media. In case some of you are new to Innovation Guelph, as this is a public session, I'll give a quick background on who we are. Innovation Guelph is one of 17 regional innovation centers in Ontario, and while we are located in Guelph, we serve the entire region of Southern Ontario and have one national program. This means that while most of our clients are relatively close by, we do have clients in BC all the way to Nova Scotia and all throughout Ontario. We work with our clients, supporting them through multiple stages of business growth, from startup to scale up, with lots of programs and workshops, networking opportunities, and even a trade show called the Ontario Innovation Expo. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce today's expert presenter, Matthew Herschel. Should you have any questions for Matthew today, please use the Q&A feature, and we will monitor and ask your questions when the right moment appears during the presentation or at the end during the organized question and answer period. So, as co-founder and chief financial officer of 2H Media, Matthew plays an active role in making major corporate decisions, managing the overall operations and resources, planning, implementing, and running of all financial activities of the company. In addition to his responsibilities as co-founder, Matthew acts as the sales and digital marketing lead for the company, providing guidance and strategy to numerous growing businesses. And that said, I'm going to hand things over to you, Matthew.
Thank you for the absolutely awesome introduction. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping myself. Questions are highly encouraged, and if I'm going too fast for everyone, please let me know. I tend to talk a little bit faster when I'm excited, and I really like LinkedIn. So with that, if you have questions, throw them in the chat, and I will into the Q&A section of the chat, and I will get to them, and there will be Q&A at the end as well. If you don't understand something as I'm going through it, please throw something in there. If you're seeing something on your screen that doesn't jive with what I've got it on mine, please let me know. And we are going to do a little bit between what you're going to see on my screen and your mobile device today, because LinkedIn has an app that I'll show you a fairly cool feature on as well. With that, I'm going to share my screen here. Oh, disabled screen sharing. I need screen sharing.
Sorry about that. You should be able to now.
It's okay. A second here. Lovely. Should see that. Great. Leveraging LinkedIn. That's where we are. We're going to get right into it. That's me. I've already had an awesome introduction. 2H Media does a lot of cool things. We are a marketing agency. So we build a lot of e-commerce sites. We do a lot of web development and branding, as well as film and photography. So a lot of content generation. In our world, we use LinkedIn quite heavily. It doesn't fall within one of our primary service offerings, so we use it internally as a business, but we do help people manage theirs and grow and attract sales through the LinkedIn platform as well. What we're actually going to be doing today, there's going to be quite a bit. We're going to talk about a variety of things: connecting with others, custom URLs, digital business cards, filters, events, product pages, social posting, Q&A. Each one of these topics we're going to cover. There's a very good chance you're not using any of these features. So we're going to take it a little bit slow. Off the hop, LinkedIn can be used for small business without having to pay for it. So yes, there are paid features on LinkedIn, Sales Navigator. There are hiring tools that you can pay for. None of the things that we're going to talk about today required any paid portion of LinkedIn. So there's no paywall here. You don't need to have a credit card for any of this. This is all of the native features within LinkedIn. You can get more if you pay for it, but it's not advised, especially at the beginning. So that's perfectly fine. So yeah, no paying today, which is awesome. Great. Let's start off just by building our network a little bit. You can find me. I'm going to put my contact in the chat. I would love for everyone else to do this as well. That's me. That's me. Take 2 minutes, connect with everyone else here. If you want to find anyone else here, I would encourage you to find that. Throw your information into the chat and I will connect with you. You can connect with me. It's an easy way to actually get a few connections from this, and you'll actually see that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Mickey, great. Judy, that is your website. I would love to see. Do you have a LinkedIn? If you do, I would love to see your LinkedIn. Right on. There's a few there. Anyone else? Awesome. Okay, right off the hop. Connect with everyone here, please. Click on those links, add us. I'm going to do mine after the fact so I don't take up too much of everyone's time. What I'm noticing, which is great, because there's been a few times I've done this and it hasn't happened. Jordan and Jennifer, this next slide is for you, actually. What you'll notice is everyone else in chat had a URL that was just linkedin.com/in/ their name. And you have a whole bunch of numbers and everything around past that. You can set a custom URL. So there's a few people that have done this already. You can set a custom URL for your LinkedIn link by going to your profile settings. It's very, very easy to do. Edit your custom URL right in the top corner here. I think you can see my mouse, and you can just edit that. So if you want yours to read something specifically, you can edit it so that it reads exactly that. And it makes it a lot easier to find and a lot neat and tidier. And that's cool too. So for everyone that's got additional information within their URL, you can change it right here. Profile settings, edit your custom URL, and then it's just a little pencil icon and you can just change it. Sweet. Top right-hand corner. And I'm pretty sure you are giving out these slides in the presentation after the fact as well. So if you have trouble afterwards, you can always refer back to these things. But this is a really, really quick and easy one, especially if you were going to do something with that URL afterwards. Great. LinkedIn automatically comes with a digital business card. So on to the next thing, a digital business card. Within the LinkedIn mobile app, so let's just say you're at a trade show, you're out of business cards, or you're just out in the world and you just got back from the gym and you're not really prepared, but you run into someone, you're saying, oh no, I wish I had my business card. If you've got your phone, you've got a digital business card, which is pretty cool. So from the LinkedIn app on your phone, if you just click into the search field at the top, what will happen is there will be a little button that appears that's just highlighted in the second screenshot with the red X. It just looks like a tiny little QR code icon. If you click that, what will happen is it will bring up your QR code to your LinkedIn profile, and you can either choose to share your code or scan someone else's. And right from that, you can scan and it will automatically connect you on LinkedIn. So in some ways better than a business card because it's like super green and easy. And it's only 2.5 clicks really. So search, I like to say, everyone, if you've got the LinkedIn app on your phone, check that out really quick. It's pretty cool. It's a little hidden feature that we use all the time. Search button, just click into it. The button will appear and your code will appear, which is great. And of course, you can share your code as well. So there's some buttons under that. There's some share your code, or you can save that URL code, that QR code, and you can use that for other marketing things as well. So if you're looking to put that on some kind of brochure or something like that, yes, that is how you do a digital business card. So there are tons and tons of paid apps that will do digital business cards. This one's completely free, baked right into LinkedIn, that no one really talks about, but very, very easy to do. And it's a cool little icebreaker as well, considering you're like, oh, here, let me show you something cool. It's like click, click, done, scan, you're in. It works really well at trade shows. Awesome. Not so great during COVID when we weren't getting together, but now that we're meeting face to face again, really, really, really important to know about this. Awesome. And again, only available on your mobile device. You won't see these functions within, if you're using LinkedIn on desktop, you won't be able to get to it this way. So mobile only. Cool. Filters are probably the most unused tool within LinkedIn. They are where I spend the most of my time. Filters allow you to use LinkedIn as a search engine. So just like you would use Google or YouTube for video or for websites, LinkedIn is a search engine for people. The biggest opportunity there is if you know anything about your desired audience, you can use that information to find other people within that audience. So if someone, and I'm going to share my screen in a second using these LinkedIn filters, I'm going to go into the audience here a little bit. Who knows the occupation of one of your desired clientele? So does anybody here work with like dentists or doctors or small business owners or people that use accounting? Shout out to me what someone uses, the persona of someone that they want to work more with. And I'm going to use this as a live example. It's pretty cool. We're going to go through this. Entrepreneurs, yeah. Entrepreneurs, I need a little learning and development people sometimes fall under HR. Homeowners, okay, Judy, homeowners, that's good. Learning development people sometimes fall. Jennifer, I'm going to use yours. Learning and development people. Let me take a look here. I'm going to bring up my LinkedIn here. Give me just a quick second here. Give me just a second. Learning and development people, sometimes in HR. Cool. Great. Okay, I am going to switch my screen share here. Give me just a second. New share. Here we go. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna reverse what I just did here. I'm gonna go back. LinkedIn homepage. Great, your LinkedIn homepage. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff from your connections and people and everything that you are that you're associated with should be on the landing page. Learning and development. I'm just going to type in learning and development into the search bar. Great. Immediately, it's going to come up with a whole bunch of filters at the top. So we see jobs, people, groups, posts, courses, products, schools, a whole bunch. I'm not interested in jobs. I'm interested in people. Yeah. Great. There's only 3 million results for people. There's a lot of people with learning and development within their profile. I'm going to narrow that down. Let's just say Ontario. So we're going to leave the world behind. We're just going to go to Ontario. So there's 66,000 people in Ontario that have learning and development. And my goal here is these are potentially my audience. This is potentially my audience. The goal here is not to connect with them because that would be like a cold connection. Those really don't work very well. I'm going to use Laura here as an example. I haven't got no affiliation to Laura. Laura's just going to be the individual that I'm going to select here. Laura, I'm going to first determine if she is active on the platform. By scrolling down, I can see that her last post was about 11 months ago. So not super active on the platform. So at this point, I probably wouldn't be trying to target Laura through this. I'm going to go back. We'll find a different one. Great. Maybe, nope. Again, not really active on the platform. I'm going to keep going down, keep going down. A little bit more active. Great. A little bit more active for sure. What I'm looking to do is when I find someone that I really want to connect with, rather than hitting that connect button, I'm going to hit more and I'm going to hit follow. I'm just going to hit follow. What that's going to allow me to do is I don't need their permission to follow them. I'm going to be able to see all of the social content that they post. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this notifications. Every single time this individual posts or does anything on the platform, I'm going to get notified. What that looks like in terms of using this as a social media platform is I am not going to look to start conversations. I'm going to look to join conversations where I know my audience already is. So every morning, what I do is half an hour in the morning, I go and find 10 new people that fall under my search criteria of who they are, the job position that they are in. I follow them and ring the bell so I get notified. And in the morning, I go through my notifications and I join the conversation of where they were posting. So there's going to be a whole bunch of conversations that are already happening, and they're going to be commenting on the news. They're going to be commenting on industry events. They're going to be commenting on all kinds of things. And I'm just looking to join those conversations. That's it. And what will happen from that is it's much easier to actually connect with that person after they've had a couple of touch points with me. Very, very easy to do. And it allows me to take the social media and just do the social bit. I don't want to leave the media behind. I don't want to have to worry about what my posting schedule is going to be, or if I've going to have the right words, or if I need a graphic that needs to be built. I'm just going to be social. I'm going to go into the environment, into the conversations that are already happening, and I'm just going to go and contribute from my knowledge. Very, very easy to do. So there's a lot less planning that needs to go on. We just dedicate 30 minutes a day. Find 10 people, follow them, ring the bell. The next day, I'm just going back into my notifications every single day. If I click my notifications, you'll see who I'm prospecting right now. You're going to see some familiar faces over and over and over. There's Brian. You're going to see Brian a whole bunch. You're going to see Rick a whole bunch. You're going to see a whole bunch of people that I'm prospecting over and over and over again, because every single conversation that they're a part of, I want to join as well. And that's just from the most recent 10. After that, connect with them and actually start talking to them about potentially helping them in terms of your services. So it's much, much easier to go that way and using the search filter rather than trying to connect with people cold. So we're just recreating what it would feel like going to a trade show. I'm going to a place where I know the people that I'm looking for will be. and I just want to talk to them. I'm not selling them anything. I am just trying to talk to them. And I can use the filters to refine that list of 66,000 even more. And it becomes easier over time in terms of having more first and second level connections within that industry. Very, very easy to do. So we always get asked the question, how do I actually reach my audience? You need to have that fundamental understanding of who the audience is. And once you've got that, you can go into LinkedIn and just find the people that you want to actually interact with. Judy, great question. Does that half hour a day multiply as you do 10 each day? I cap my social media time to about half an hour a day, just because that's like what we've budgeted for a company. What will end up happening is based on your results, you can either expand or shrink that. But I always want to connect. I always want to follow at least 10 people per day that are in my industry, so that that cycle starts. 30 days in, you should have 300 more followers that you're following in terms of the industry. What will end up happening is those people will start to connect with you automatically as well, in terms of them seeing you in their content. It's very, very easy to connect from that. And I've done that forever. So most of the time where I'm actually using this platform is not actually posting out into the world. I'm direct messaging the people that I've already interacted with within a conversation. So I've joined a conversation, we've gone back and forth a few times, and then I'm into the direct messages, which is like how I would want it. I'm just having a private conversation through a platform. And most of those people we end up actually connecting with, and then they end up following the business, and we invite them out to a workshop, or we do something with them in terms of having more touch points with them. But it's way, way, way better to join the conversation rather than just connect with them, trying to connect with them out of the blue. It won't work. They'll mark you as spam. They'll mark you as if you know, I don't know this person. Why would I want to connect with you? So you fill out some and connect. Yes, correct, Judy. That's exactly it. So if I keep that, and this is where the measurement technique comes into this. If I only have a half hour a day and I kind of stick to that schedule, I can look at the end of the month and I can say, here's what happened for my time. I can say, great, I spent a half an hour a day. Here's the results. Here's how many conversations I had. Here's how many meetings I booked. Here's how many people that are following me. Here's how many connections I made. And I can measure that, saying, is this worth my time to do next month? And I'm trying to keep that consistent. If we don't keep our timing right, if we don't keep that measurement technique right, it's really hard to evaluate, should you keep doing it? Or do you need to refine the audience more? Or do I need to do something different? Oh, Judy's comments are not public. I'll read them out. What I was just saying for Judy, does the half hour a day multiply as you do 10 each day? It does not. I'm just doing half an hour a day, and I'm getting those 10 within that half an hour. I'm joining a couple of conversation after that. And then, yeah, using the next question was, so you filter out some and connect more with others that are better fit. Correct. You do that. Absolutely. And again, if you are using those filters correctly, if I go back here, great. If I notice that this individual was not posting on this platform, so let's just say they have a profile within LinkedIn, but they don't actually use LinkedIn, so I can come right down to the activity section. If this was empty, or it says they haven't posted frequently, I'm not interested in connecting with them because they're not active on this platform. So that's one of the, and again, the first 3 that we tried were out of that 66,000 people that could potentially be our audience. A lot of them aren't active on LinkedIn, so they've kind of removed themselves from that pool. So that's the quick check. I look at activity. Are they active on the platform? Great. I click the more button, click follow. And as soon as I click follow, a little bell will appear in here. And I just click that. Perfect. Right on. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Thanks for holding on, everyone. We'll just give Matthew a minute. And I see Christy had a question in the chat. Will LinkedIn prioritize those you are following to bump up ones that you interact with more frequently? So we'll get Matthew to answer that when he comes back.
Very sorry about that. Internet is giving me some trouble. That's okay. Great. We are back into this. So were there any other questions about the filters? Will LinkedIn prioritize those you are following to bump up ones that you interact with most frequently? That's a great question. They don't publicize the algorithm, so hard for me to comment on that. So I'm going to say no, but that's really an unknown. I don't actually know. Back to my slides. And if there are any other questions about filters, I'm happy to answer those because there are lots and lots of filters. Many, many, many. I would explore through them. Because it should be where you spend most of your time on that platform. Every other platform doesn't really allow you to get to your target audience. You might be able to go through community groups or other sorting tools, but those will already be big groups of people that have sorted themselves, where LinkedIn, you get the function to sort them on an individual level. There's no other platform that allows you to do that. I think I am sharing my screen. Is everyone seeing creator mode?
Yes.
I think so.
Yep.
Great. Okay, creator mode is a new feature within LinkedIn. Everyone should have access to creator mode if you are looking at producing more content yourself. So like the social media, this is going to be more of like the media play. If you are good at graphic design, if you have a lot of knowledge to share, if you're comfortable posting regularly, including video posts, creator mode is probably for you. It changes the platform around for you a little bit. The connect button disappears and it's replaced by a follow button, as well as a whole bunch of additional video features. So typically it's for like very, very busy professionals that are sharing content and sharing knowledge that you're not going to have a one-to-one relationship with. So you're not going to actually know who Bill Gates is. You're never having a touch point with Bill Gates, but you want to follow their content. His profile will be in creator mode. But that can be true of anyone. So creator mode allows you a whole whack kind of extra features, as well as additional content that can go into your bio, the content right underneath your name, including hashtags around the topics that you like to talk about or that you're knowledgeable in. You can start producing newsletters and doing LinkedIn lives from creator mode. You need creator mode turned on to publish newsletters and do live events, which is perfectly fine. Like to turn that on and turn that off as you wish. The goal there is if you're good at writing and you want to write more and start producing more content, they've just got more functionality behind creator mode than they do anything else. If you're already producing a blog or a newsletter or any other long form piece of writing, you can take that content and bring it into the LinkedIn platform doing this. Newsletters are fairly cool. I'm not sure if anyone has seen them or not. I'm going to go in and show you a couple myself. I'll share my screen again. Let's see if I can find a couple of newsletters here. Okay, cool. Share my screen again. Cool. Awesome. Potentially to find some newsletters that you'd like to subscribe to or to see how this works, I have just clicked into my network. I've scrolled down a little bit, so like past like some emerging creators, past a whole bunch of people that I potentially went to school with or mutual connections. They have an online event section that you can see all. So if you're publishing events, you can publish them here as well, and it will capture attendance and things like that. Underneath that, there are a whole whack ton of newsletters. I can see all. These are the popular ones of today using, and it is algorithm driven based on like what my interests are. So you can actually find, I'll use a insider. Great. This is the insider. It's by LinkedIn. So this is like LinkedIn's newsletter. There's 17.5 million people that follow it. It's published weekly, and then it has all of its actual editions here. All of the actual newsletters can be found within that, along with comments and interactions and things. So if you are producing long form content, it's a great place to just bring it here. And it's exactly what it says on the tin. If I was to actually read this, great. So this is exactly what creator mode is. So create your own newsletter. You can try out creator mode. And this is a lengthy blog post, essentially within the platform. What this does, I would have a duplicate copy of this post on your website for SEO value. Great. Like I would take that writing and duplicate it. This will act as a bunch of SEO content specifically within the platform. So SEO content on your website will help someone if they're searching through Google for a specific topic. Having this content on LinkedIn will help you be found if someone is searching through the LinkedIn search engine, which is perfectly fine. Cool. Additionally, everyone that follows the newsletter, every single time there is a new, I will get to that, Lori. That is a good question. Give me a second. Every time there is a new newsletter published, all of your audience, all the people that follow it will get notified. SEO is search engine optimization. What that relates to in this context is if I was writing a specific writing a blog on a specific topic, I want my content to display within the search engine, ideally page 1, rank 1. So on whatever topic you choose, that would be SEO. I want to show up within the search results. So I want to show up within the search results of Google. I also want to show up within the search results of LinkedIn. So I can put that written content in 2 places now. I can release that. So if you're already producing a newsletter or a blog, but let's say you don't have any email marketing, let's just say you don't have a way to distribute it through email, you can distribute your written content through a LinkedIn newsletter for free. If that makes sense. Cool. Back to the presentation. So very, very good to have as well. I think I get into newsletters later on too. Great. So Simon Sinek, we probably all know him. He's fairly big in the marketing and business community. What you'll notice about his profile is that he doesn't have a connect button anywhere. We're not going to connect with Simon. Like he doesn't know us. He's not going into his LinkedIn daily to accept one of 6 million different people for them to follow. So it's just a following button right off the hop, and that bell is always there now for him. So you don't need to do anything more than that. Additionally, it will allow him to do LinkedIn Live, share a newsletter, share content to his 6 million followers fairly organically. You don't need to have an audience of 6 million to make this make sense. You need an audience of like 500. He is not, again, so I don't want to intimidate anyone with this, but the goal there is just to show you like a prominent individual that is using these features quite accurately. And you will see others like that as well. Like pretty much anyone in the platform that is considered like an influencer or someone of note will have creator mode enabled. So do it yourself as well. Events are very, very similar to the newsletter. So if you're having webinars, if you're going somewhere, if you're doing something like this, there's a very good chance that there is value in actually hosting an event through LinkedIn. It just allows this entire network to know, your entire network on LinkedIn to know that you've got this available. You cannot collect money through LinkedIn like Eventbrite, so there's no credit card sign up, there's no payment gateway, but you can link it to a payment gateway like Eventbrite, You can ticket through LinkedIn, but there's just no money collection. There's no financial collection on this. The part of the benefit of this is if you've got multiple speakers at an event you're attending to, you can connect with all those speakers and add them to join the event, and then it shares within their network as well, and that branching effect starts. So there are tons and tons of examples that you can find. So here's Forbes. Great. You can see that this was hosted earlier in the year. Actually, just last week. The goal here is that this would have gotten shared to thousands and thousands of people throughout the platform, and then you could just sign up or register to attend the virtual event anyways. So it is virtual event only, but again, it allows you to share your content through this. A very, very big piece of value that people often missed is I can go through this event afterwards and look at all of the attendees that signed up. So if there was an event that you said, hey, my audience is really, really likely to attend that event because it has a whole bunch to do with a topic that I also know about, or it's really important for the industry, I can just go into that attendees list and find all those people. Exactly like we used a filter to find people organically, I can use events to find people as well. Who went to it? What did they learn out of it? I can connect them with them afterwards. I can just start a discussion with those individuals as well. So just again, a really, really good place to find either like-minded people or potential customers. Okay, product pages. Product pages do require you to have a business account. A business account is free. It's just a company account and your personal account. Product pages are exactly what it says on the tin. If you've got a product, whether it be a digital product or a physical product that someone can buy, so not a service, let's just say it's like a package or a product containing a certain amount of deliverables for a certain price, you can create a product page within LinkedIn. So I'm going to use a big example. I'm going to come back to it. So Cisco, massive company, they've got on their company page, they've got products, and there's like a whole bunch. So there's like, they've got dozens and dozens of products. You might only have one or two. On your company page and your personal page, you can just list the products that you offer. So ideally there are packages of services or a package of goods that you can essentially sell and distribute through this. Within these product pages, you can list a whole bunch of details around that product. So what is it for? How does it work? Does anyone sell a product here? I can go into more examples. Does anyone have a product that they offer and know is okay as well? Oh, Christy, a packaging base. Great. That might work really well. It is geared more to technology. This is an emerging feature. This is like a very, very new feature to LinkedIn. So I'm not sure if they've got a category for physical goods just yet. They will. It is on the product roadmap for them, in terms of letting companies display what services and goods they offer. So what you'll notice is services isn't even on here yet. So we can't even talk about services. Products is a new feature so I would imagine within the next 12 months, there will be the availability to actually list the products that you sell within the platform. So, which is good. And it would probably be considered clothing, or home goods that you would actually, that alpacas, duvets would qualify for. Book publishing bundle of publishing. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So if you were to bundle, so like book publishing, and if you were to package up that to say like, hey, get your book published and it's like X dollars and here's all the things that are included, that would be a great one. Yeah, so you are a publisher. Perfect. Exactly it. And you could list it right here. Two big benefits to having your products listed on LinkedIn is one, again, SEO. So when someone is looking for book publishing services on LinkedIn, you will be more likely to show up. And then two, it allows you to actually supersede your competition in terms of your competitive advantage. So if someone was actually looking through this platform and qualifying which service provider should I be looking for. It allows you to take a look at what your competitors are doing and then formulate essentially you're creating a menu. So I can use my competitive advantages to produce a better or a more competitive menu at that point. Everybody knows about posting. So posting on any social platform is fairly important. LinkedIn is no exception to that. We would always recommend using a content calendar and planning out your posting as far in advance as you can, because social media is like, it's free if you don't value your time, and it does take a lot of time to do this right. So the goal there is, can I allot a few hours at the beginning of the month and plan my entire months of posting to allow me to get a bunch of content out consistently and interact with my audience on the regular without me having to go into the platform every other day to actually write. I don't want to do that. It's very inconsistent. It's often forgotten. It takes way more time than just blocking off a chunk of hours at the beginning of the month to do it all, and things get missed. So there's a bunch of, LinkedIn does not have a scheduled posting tool built into the platform. You'll need to use something third party, something like Hootsuite, or a social media planning service like a content manager. The goal there again is if you're going to invest in the platform, the goal there is to do it as consistently and as professionally as you can. If someone is selling this service to our company, what is a reasonable cost for this? Any idea? So I would need to know more. So typically managing social media gets broken down into a few buckets. And it depends on volume and how much you want to rely on the service provider. So the more you need, the more it'll cost. If you're only looking to do something minimal, the range can be anywhere from like $750 a month and up to get a few posts out per week. I would rather you invest more and get more out of it than doing the minimum and getting nothing out of it. So just being active on the platform doesn't do you a whole lot of good. I would rather you want to drive sales or meaningful connections out of the platform. So typically we're taking a more organic approach to this, where it's like, I want the owner of the business connecting with people that actually matter, rather than just putting out content and hoping people read it. Like, great, it's nice to, if it's a feel good, yeah, we're posting content. What is it actually doing for the business? Is it driving revenue? Are our accounts growing? Normally not. Normally that's not the way it works. What I would recommend is, typically from a social posting perspective, you're probably already doing things within the business that allow you to kind of double dip on this. So if you are producing written content through your website, I would want that content duplicated and reflected on this platform as well. And that takes a lot less time and a lot less money and a lot less effort to be in two places at the same time, if you know your audience is here. And then you don't have to have so much overhead creating new things. We have someone telling us a cost per week to do posts. Yep, that's normal. It's either a cost per week or a cost per month with a set number of deliverables. That's what most social media managers will do. They'll say, great, they're trying to create like what that structure look like as a service provider, and that's very, very common in the space. So it might be 12 posts per month broken down into weeks or something like that. That's normal. I would really be looking at outcomes. I don't care about the number of posts going out. I care about the number of interactions or the amount of money the business is bringing back in. So this is not a volume game. This is a value game. This is a professional network where I'm trying to interact with other people, and actually either connect with them and start a conversation and potentially book a meeting, or have them follow some portion of the business and actually sign up to the newsletter so they're getting more touch points. That's how I would measure that individual's efforts, and whether or not I would be wanting to pay them weekly or monthly to do that effort. But yeah, that's where we'd focus, because like likes and interactions and like comments are cheap and they don't actually do a whole lot. I don't want a million likes on something. I want someone to book a meeting with us. I get nothing from a like. I feel good, but it doesn't put food on the table at the end of the day. So I would just really look at what that individual is trying to do for the business and if the goals are set correctly. Just confirm, are you trying to let people know you're actually using it by doing it at least once per month or planning once per month and committing to a number? Yes, the second one, Laurie. Yeah, so I would plan once a month. I would sit down either at the end of month 1 or the beginning of month 2, and I would plan out all my posts for the month and do all my writing, get all my creative, all my images, and schedule them through the whole month. So that way I don't have to go do that again. The only reason I would want to go back into that social side of LinkedIn is to monitor the comments and reply to people. You can get sucked right into a social media platform and there goes 2 hours out of your day and you don't get any value out of it. Yeah. Yeah. And you might have other stuff in real time. Absolutely. So the other stuff in real time is kind of the bonus content. So like I don't know if that's going to happen. So Lori, again, you might have other stuff in real time. Yeah, great. There's going to be all kinds of that stuff that happens that you can just get out. That adds to the flavor. It shouldn't be what we're counting on. Great. I think you answered that question. Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, I would really be looking at it. And that's why at the beginning I was saying half an hour a day, connect with 10 people, start those conversations to like join in where they're happening, and I can measure my results. If I'm one of the owners here, but if I was paying an employee to do this, I would say, here's how much that we're paying this person to do. Here's the salary that this person is, we're paying this person, and here's the results. And I want to do the same thing for everyone here. If you're the owner of the business, we still have to be accountable. So saying, we're going to go and do this work. What do I want the outcome to be? And it's the same thing as if you were paying a social media manager to do that. Here is the goal. The goal is to display our company values, and it's to start conversations, and it's to book appointments, or it's to gain our following, or it's to be introduced to more people or money or something that I can say after 90 days of this, I've paid this amount of money. What have I got in return? Thoughts on activity being as myself or one of my businesses. Typically businesses, like what we recommend is like, you are not your business. Like the business is the business and you are an individual, even if you are the only person there, or there are many of you. So you can share news through your personal profile about the business. You can like and follow and reshare all of that content coming into the business account as well. But I do try to treat them as two separate things. But I would be posting most of this content that you'd be building out here out of your company account. So like if I was doing that monthly, like I was planning my social posting monthly, I would have it all released to the company account, and then you would go in and like it, comment it, and reshare it through your personal account. So it hits both networks. At the end of the day, we do business with other people, not with companies. I've got an account manager at my lawyer's office. I've got a representative at the bank, the institution where we bank. I have a person there. So like my connection is not with my banking provider. My connection is with the person that sits behind the desk there. That's who I need to talk to. I never want to call the business and get redirected to someone I've never talked to that doesn't know our situation. So LinkedIn's the same thing. I want to connect with people. I want to have a connection at that business. There's no businesses don't sign the check. A person does, and it gets authorized to. So I want to connect with that person. So I try to connect more with. I don't like businesses. I like people that work at them. I want the people. I want to talk to the people. Great. Here's an example of a social post. Again, it comes with it comes with full features of every other platform. The mentions, the @, the hashtags, all of the flavor that comes with that. Best practices, tag the people in the photo, a solid caption, maybe something funny or something insightful, and then keep it light. There's no one, and again, this is just recent here. The goal there is either to remain top of mind, and this was an impromptu post. We were just capturing some content when we were filming. Great. This wasn't something planned. There is no like call to action. There's no benefit. We're not going to get a whole bunch of leads through this. It's just, again, top of mind post for the business as well. Several times I got a message when I share a post to my business page. That is interesting. I would need to know more about that. Weird. Shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen at all. So like typically if you control the business page and your individual page, I wonder if I could show you that. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I can in real time. We're going to see. Yeah, I'm going to be able to show you that. Give me a second. LinkedIn for marketing. Yeah, there are paid tools within LinkedIn. So if you are connected with a bunch of individuals and you are seeing success at it, I would double down on that. So I would use these strategies to connect with as many people first, using that 30-minute 10 connections per day rule. At least 3 months. You want at least 1,000 connections. So that's 300 a month at minimum. I would want at least 1,000 there to start. At that point, if you're getting good results out of it and getting those conversations beyond the preliminary, there are paid tools beyond this to ramp that up. So if you've got the bandwidth and you want to say, hey, I'm seeing results out of this, I want more and better, there are ways to do that. They're paid though. They're paid. There's a whole bunch of tools available for you to do that. You kind of get what you pay for. So it is an advertising platform at the end of the day, and it is fairly complex, just like every other advertising platform. I encourage you to take a look at it when you get there. It's nothing scary. It's just work. But there is the cost of potentially losing money, and it's like advertising. So I would say potentially get a second opinion on your efforts. Start with a small budget. If you are seeing good results out of it, ramp up from there. So start small with low expectations and then grow it into like a full budget with higher expectations. Additionally, I would join some groups on here too. So within the marketing section of this, there are groups that are within LinkedIn, just like Facebook groups. You can look for those groups. You can find those people. You can apply to join those groups. And I would try to remain active in those groups as long as they're providing you value back. So everything with social media, I'm trying to treat like it's advertising. Instead of paying money, we're spending our time, and we need that time to turn into value. So however you measure value in your business, that's how I want to measure social media for your company as well. So it's probably by dollars or meetings booked or the profile growing, not about how much we post. Yes, there are, yeah, that's perfect. That's yes, great. So Judy, your question is, there are some key groups I follow under my personal LinkedIn, but they don't come up when I search for them under my business profile. Correct. Only people can join groups. So only individual LinkedIn profiles can join groups. You cannot be a business and join a group. Obviously, that prevents a bunch of advertisers coming into the space and kind of ruining the space. You only can join a group as an individual. They will not come up when you're logged into your company account. So like different things. The group would not want a bunch of companies coming into it and being there. As an individual, awesome. Great. 5 minutes left. Questions. Oh, I did have a question. We did have a question earlier. That got submitted earlier. I'm going to show you that. It's about polling. Someone had a question before the workshop, and Jordan, you were saying, hey, is there a polling option or a surveying tool within LinkedIn? There is. Let me give me a second. It is it's not like a full feature option. Great. I'm under my account. I can do this from a company or an individual. I'm going to click start a post. Great. What do I want to talk about? If I click these 3 buttons, I can click create a poll. I will create a poll. And here's my question, my option 1, my option 2. I can add some options, and I will give it a duration. Great. And people will naturally, this will be a post where someone's able to click their decision based on the options, and it will record those results. People that participate into polls can also view the results from all of the people doing their selections. And then just as a heads up, yeah, we do have to follow HIPAA compliance in Canada. So you can't ask medical, finance, personal information, gathering that through polls. They just won't allow. And again, sensitive data is just essentially HIPAA compliance and then financial information. So it's not like surveying technology coming through like Typeform or something that's more full featured, but it is a free polling tool within the platform. You can absolutely use that. Cool. Just to confirm, so you can only follow businesses from your business? No. Individuals can follow businesses as well. So like I'm on my personal account right here. I can search for Shopify. Shopify is a company. I can follow Shopify. Here they are. I am following them. It is a company. I am following them right now. Individuals can follow businesses. Businesses, like, so when I log into my 2H Media account, I cannot follow groups. I cannot go into a group and join a group as a company. I would have to join that group as an individual, if that makes sense. So companies get all kinds of different tools. They get analytics information. They get a whole bunch of additional tools that the individual account doesn't get. As an individual, you don't get to look at an analytics dashboard to see how much reach you're getting. It's like, no, you're supposed to be using it as an individual. Can your company follow a person? I believe so. So like, here's Aaron. Let's see if I can follow Aaron. I believe you can. I don't know why you would. I would definitely want the you to follow other people. There's not a whole ton of value having a company follow a person. I would have a person follow a person. Who does my business follow? That's a great question. That is a great question. There's a whole bunch of people we follow. We follow other businesses. So like the Business Center, I think Innovation Guelph is one. There's a whole bunch. We follow a whole bunch of other businesses in the Guelph community. And then on the federal level, we follow like the Ontario government. There's a whole whack ton. So like our accounting firm, our lawyers, any important information that we need to have. Yeah. So the business is more about having followers, not following. Yes, Christy. Yes. It's where we're releasing news. It's like you're using the business to release news. So like if you've got a job posting, if you've got a new product to market, if you'll be at a trade show, if you're doing something with the business, if you're talking about industry news, I would release that from the business account. And then I would also go through your personal account and like and comment and share that. So you're hitting both networks. Yes. So as a business page, you can follow other business pages. Correct, Judy. That is correct. And there's tons of other businesses that you'll want to follow. Like there's like you have so many already contacts that you're going to want to interact with as well. So like, and these aren't hard things to find. I would just go look through your network. Go, what are all the businesses that I'm already doing business with that I like? Great. What are the businesses I wish I was doing business with? Go follow those. Jordan, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Matthew. That was an amazing presentation. As Matthew mentioned, everybody will receive the copy of the slides and a recording of this session within 2 business days. I just posted a feedback form link in the chat. Please click on that. Your feedback informs topics for future sessions, so we really rely on your answers. And I just wanted to say thank you again to Matthew. Thank you to our ASL interpreters, Samantha and Jeanette from Assign. And we will see you next month on the 3rd Tuesday of the month, and follow our social media to learn about for next month and to register. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.